Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel, and I am your reader every time you visit this channel. This reading is a no contact reading, so if you have been ghosted, if you're not in communication with your love interest or your person, this reading is going to be for you. Now, this is looking at the sign of Cancer. So this is if you are a Cancer who has been ghosted. Now, we're going to look at what happened leading up to the situation, why this happened, so that hopefully you'll be able to get some closure around your person or the energy you're dealing with. Cancer, this is just such a weird reading. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. Now, this looks a little bit similar to Gemini. So you could be born like just when Gemini ends. You could have Gemini very prominently in your chart. There's a difference though, because what I'm seeing is 4 of Wands at the bottom of your deck. So I feel as though for you, this is a twin flame energy. It looks as though you've been really back and forth with this person. This is making me feel like this is someone you've been putting work into for quite a while. This is not new. So this isn't going to be somebody that you like just started dating and then they don't call you back, right? This is kind of like that big love. You're very well aware of what this connection is. I feel like you've tried so hard to give to this. Your person's energy, though, they have been playing a lot of games, okay? Now, as I'm looking at the state of your relationship before the no contact happened, kind of leading up to it, you got the 5 of Swords, right? So it's making me feel like there's been power struggles in regards to this relationship. It kind of feels like there was that one clear winner, right? Where it seemed as though nothing you did was going to move the situation forward. It could even be that you started putting yourself into a place of being more assertive, a little bit more dominant, because it feels as though there's been issues around jealousy. There may have been issues around like faithfulness, even if you're not in a committed relationship, right? Maybe you were in a situationship, and you're like, okay, I feel like this person is sleeping with other people. It seems as though your suspicions around that may have been confirmed. It looks as though this person could have stopped paying attention to you before they went completely silent, is what I'm seeing here. So let's take a look at what they were bringing. Let's take a look at what you were bringing. All right. So I feel like in regards to this person, let me just clarify this, Empress. It feels like they were putting a lot of work into something else. Okay. The issue here, I feel like for you, is that whatever they did to you, because it's almost like something kind of got exposed here, they wanted to put work into some sort of reconciliation is what this looks like. Whereas with you, you were very hurt about the way things happened in the past. So it's making me feel as though this person, they had done something to you, back when you were like really, really trying to be this person's partner or in their space, and you found out about it. And the difficulty here is like, even if they came forward, if they tried to apologize, it feels as though it's a little bit late for you because you're still very focused on the way things happened in the past. Now, for some of you, I feel like this person cheated. For a small group of you, this person could have gotten someone pregnant. And so that's one of those things where it's like, okay, but I want to be with you. And you're looking at them like, how? You've started a whole family with someone else, right? You could also have felt like they were putting a lot of work into dealing with the mother of their children if this person has like kids with someone else, and that could have made you feel as though they weren't considering how you felt about the connection, or they weren't honoring what you were giving to them. For you, I feel like you wanted the situation to move forward a long time ago, and so even though they had kind of started showing up, it almost feels like they weren't willing to really clear the air around their behavior. And so for you, it's like, yeah, that's great. Now you want to be in my life. But the difficulty here is like, what about this infidelity, right? Or what about the fact that I've been showing up for you for all this time? Are we going to address that? Are we going to address the attention you give to other people, or the way you've tried to work on things with other people, even if it's just like a friendship or like a co-parenting situation? You might be looking at your partner and it's like, wow, you have all these kind words for your last partner, but you don't even realize I'm here, right? So there's an energy of this person having put work into something else when you were trying to work on them and what you could share. But then they started actually kind of showing up. The difficulty is that they were still operating in the same space. They weren't willing to show you like how they've changed or what they learned in the process. So it made you feel like nothing was going to change regardless of what this person said or did. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Now, how your person was viewing the connection at the time that led up to them deciding to ghost, we have the Two of Swords. So for them, it's like you guys kind of hit this bump in the road where they didn't know how to fix the situation. It seems like you were kind of at this standoff where even if they were like, okay, I want to be here, you brought up such a valid point as to why they either didn't act like they wanted to be here or why it might be too late for them to arrive and stay permanently, that it made you feel like there's nothing we can talk about, you know, and it made them feel like there's nothing we can talk about. Like to them, it's almost like they saw the potential for happiness here, but there's still such an energy of being like stuck in a different situation. So for some of you, it could even be that this was an affair, that your person was with someone else. And rather than just leaving, they were trying to cultivate that situation and keep the both of you. This to me looks as though this person, it's like they've tried to avoid ending something in their life. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, the world. I'm not sure what it is, but it's something that's been over. Like it should have been over a long time ago. And so it's almost like they were trying to either ignore, you know, that they needed to have this discussion with you, or they were trying to ignore the fact that it took them so long to get to this point. This is literally the energy of somebody that like, it's like they're trying to show up and act like they've been there the whole time, right? And just act like everything should be fine. Whereas with you, it's like there's not enough reassurance here to make me feel as though this is okay, because it seems like you're not realizing the way you've made me feel. So I feel like this person felt like they hit a roadblock in regards to this connection. And with this group of cards, this makes a lot of sense as I'm looking down here, because like I said, this is kind of a crazy reading, but this is making it make sense. It's like they were happy with you, but they felt like there wasn't enough that they could say or do to make you see that they were different, because they don't want to have to like tell you how bad they messed up. So you could be dealing with somebody who has a huge ego. This is almost like, let's just end the whole situation, because now I can reactivate this world in the reverse energy where it's like either you take me as I am or I'm going to not be in your life, right? King of Swords in reverse for what led to them ghosting you. So I feel like perhaps you have become more verbal about what you need. This is the energy of you having expectations for this person. The way that they're viewing it is like, I can't change the past, but I'm here now. Whereas with you, it's been like, that's not enough, because if you weren't there before, what would make me feel like you're going to be here now? You get what I'm saying? So again, it's really this energy of being like in this cold war with this person, kind of at this standoff. This person, I feel like secretly thinks, maybe they don't communicate this to you, maybe they have, but they feel like you think they're very like, it's almost like you hate them as much as you love them, or they feel like you have a lot of bitterness towards them. So you're always going to hold them to this like really difficult standard that to them, they see it as being like unobtainable. But for you, I think you just want clarity, right? This person felt like there was no way to give you clarity. This person also was having a really hard time making a decision. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so I feel like this person wanted more in this connection. This could have been something that was just like completely sex based. However, this person started showing up for you. So think back right before you stop talking. You may notice that this person did some things that you felt like were out of character, or they did some things that made you think about like when you first started hanging out together when it wasn't so problematic. They were trying, it's like right around that time, they decided that they really wanted this. They really wanted to be with you. Okay. And so they were trying to show up for you in the way that they thought would attract you to them. Okay. But you, in their opinion, were not able to give them that fresh start, because it's like you had been dealing with this person for so long, and then all of a sudden they show up, and it's just like, it's not enough, because last week you weren't here or you weren't reciprocating, right? And now yesterday you did something different, so I'm supposed to stop the presses and change my mind about you, and that's just not feasible, right? That's not going to happen. So for them, they felt as though what they were doing, it's like it wasn't enough in that moment. And I think that made this person frustrated, because they tried to show you like a different side of themselves, but it's just taken so long that maybe you weren't even interested, or maybe you didn't notice, or maybe it was just like, oh great, you know, for 2 days you've actually texted me back, whoopee, right? For some of you, this person needed to go back and deal with someone else. And that could be whoever they're having a difficulty closing this chapter out with. So that may be a discussion you'd like to have with this person if they've stopped talking to you. It could be because when they felt like you rejected their advances, when they were trying to come towards you in a relationship capacity rather than a situationship capacity, it's almost like that sent them back to what they knew with someone else, right? And that didn't work for them either. So it seems as though at the time, this person, it's almost like when they saw they couldn't make it work with you by trying to show you what they'd be like in a relationship because the damage has been done, they actually stopped talking to you so they could go back to whoever this other person is and reassess that situation. And I don't feel like it's in the capacity of them wanting to reconcile with that person. It's more like they went back to be able to show themselves why they shouldn't be stuck anymore. Because I feel like that's kind of the situation here with this 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords energy. It's like, who do you want to be with? What do you want? Do you want to stay? Do you want to go? Do you want her? Do you want me? Do you want him? Do you want me? You get what I'm saying? In the beginning, this person was kind of doing whatever they wanted. Then they realized they love you. They want to be with you. Now you're like, I don't care. Right. So now it's like they pulled back at the time because their mindset was like, okay, if I can't fix things with Cancer right now, I'll go back and I'll start taking care of what I need to take care of with this other energy so that I can be done once and for all. And then Cancer and I will be able to have a fresh start because we've been apart. Maybe Cancer will feel differently about me. I also feel like this person kind of separated themselves from you at the time because they didn't want to make you jealous. Like that was actually not their goal. Okay. It wasn't to like show you like, oh, you don't matter to me. It was like they needed to work out something privately before they could come to that final decision and be able to give you themselves 100%. Because I see why you rejected this offer. It was like, okay, you're finally here, but it's like 72%. Wow. Because this other person still has some sort of, you know, tie to you. And I don't want that. Like, I need you free and clear because I've invested in this. I've done the work. So, you know, I'm just not interested in a half-ass offer, right? how this person felt about you at the time was the Lovers. So this person is in love with you. You changed their life, right? They see a future with you. They feel like you're their other half. But I don't feel like it was a realization that has been in the works for a long time. I feel like this was new, right? Because before, this person was operating in this Five of Swords energy where it's like, me first, I don't care, love isn't real, everybody should give to me, it's all about what I want. You change this person's view of what a relationship was, okay? And at the time, they started to be like awake to this, right? Four of Wands. This person realized, like, okay, if I'm going to give to Cancer, I need to go back to the past and figure out why I'm having such a hard time releasing whatever this is, because Cancer is worth it. I'll go face my demons, or I'll face my blockages now. Okay. The World in the reverse for what they were hoping to accomplish by ghosting you or going no contact. So this was them kind of hitting the pause button because they realized that it's not that they weren't ready to be with you, but it's like they didn't have, like, their life wasn't ready, right? If you got exes sleeping on your couch, or if you got, weird stuff going on in your life, you're not ready for this Lover's energy. And this person actually came to the realization of, like, I can't even begin to show Cancer that I really am who I'm trying to be, or that I'm stepping into this new energy of, like, this is me when I want a relationship. This is how I show up, because they don't believe it. They won't believe me until I go back and I, like, clear out all the crap that's keeping me stuck. And then I can come back to Cancer free and clear, and tell them, like, I've made my decision. You're what I'm choosing. Can we try this again? I didn't want it to be over, but we hit this roadblock where it felt like there was nothing that I could say or do, right? King of Swords in reverse. There's nothing that this person could have said that would have changed your mind about them in that moment. So they realized that they had to take action, right? Until they take the action to address whatever this is that's bothering you, they realize that you're not going to budge. Okay. So at the time when they decided to go silent, it's because they felt like this wasn't them just showing up and actually replying or being nice. They realized that it was way past that. It's not enough to be able to facilitate you to step back into this relationship, right? So I hope that was able to give you some clarity around what your person's doing. I hope that's been able to give you some closure so that you're not just, like, waiting around or looking at your messages, thinking why would this person just very abruptly leave? I'm going to take it over to the extended reading because I would like to look at what your person is currently doing, right? We took a look at everything leading up to the ghosting, but now I want to see how they feel about you at this moment. And how they feel about leaving you, right? I want to see how that's affecting them, how they think you are feeling about them, how they think that no contact is affecting you, right? Then I'm going to look at each sign that you could be dealing with. I'm going to pull cards to see if they'll reach out in the near future. If they will, what energy are they bringing into your life, and what's the advice for that? And if they don't in the near future, we're going to take a look at why, as well as what the advice is to deal with that situation. So I'll be doing that by signs at the end of the extended reading. I will put a preview at the end of this video so you can take a look at that. And then I will also put a link in the description box so that if you need the extended, you can click on it. Next week, I will be releasing my September love video. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe and tap the notification bell. If this video was able to provide you with clarity, please feel free to hit that like button because it does help my channel. And thank you so much for allowing me to read for all of you. I will speak to you soon. Bye. So this person is really starting to understand how their actions played a role in where you got to, right? Because it seems like you got to a position with them where it wasn't enough. Them doing what they should have been doing from the beginning. It's like, okay, cool, but you still have all this baggage, right? They're starting to realize that because this person really does want to be in a relationship with you. They're realizing that whatever was keeping them stuck, they actually feel kind of foolish about it, right? They left their own happiness. They left their 10 of cups to go sit in the 8 of swords, you know, and it could have been very impulsive. Perhaps this person has done this to you multiple times where they go back to someone else. They're coming to the realization that they're wrong. You know, that this is never going to work out between the two of you unless they actually put the work in, because you're always feeling as though you're on the outside of their life looking in, right? Or you're on the outside of this connection with them and this other person. They're understanding, you know, the error of their ways.